Welcome back to today's video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the House of Representatives for the 2024 election. Now, as you get today's video, guys, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button down below. Make sure you like the video and share the video to others. It really helps out to reach 200 subscribers, which is our goal relatively soon. So every subscriber definitely helps out in that goal. Now, let's get right into today's video. Welcome back to LT Elections 2024. Today, we're going to be looking at the House for the midterm election coming up in about 11 months. So the House of Representatives is a key race for the balance of power. Now, obviously, in the House of Representatives, we have 435 seats, 435 districts that are up for grabs, since each individual in the House has an election every 2 years, and we have several individuals in the House who are retiring or not running for re-election, and we're going to be taking a look at that as well. So for the House of Representatives for the 2024 race, we have 15 representatives who are running for another office. Here we see here that we have Ruben Gallego, Barbara Lee, Adam Schiff, Katie Porter, David Trone, Dean Phillips, several other individuals here who are running for other offices. Some of them are running for Senate, some of them are running for Attorney General, one of them is running for governor, and even one of them is running for the presidency, and that is Dean Phillips, who is in Minnesota's 3rd congressional district, and he will be running for president. And we also have 14 other representatives who have announced their retirement and will not be running for re-election, and that would be in Arizona and California, Colorado, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, Oregon, Texas, Virginia, and Washington, 14 other representatives. All right. So several representatives up for grabs. Now, some of these, it will depend. Okay, so for some of these, if you were to add them up, you would say 29 individuals are not running for re-election in total, right? Well, not actually 29. Why? Because you have Dean Phillips. Okay, Dean Phillips is most likely not going to get the Democratic nomination. So what is he going to do most likely? He's going to run for re-election for Congress. So that puts the number down to 28, right? And also, you have several other individuals who are running for Senate, but they may not get their party's nomination for the Senate, right? So, depending on whether they get their party's nomination or not, will obviously determine whether or not they actually run for the House. But this is just something to be aware of. Again, guys, the link for this article will be in the description below. It's from Bloomberg Government. All right, so taking a look here at some other factors. Okay, so let's take a look here at, first of all, let's take a look at the current House of Representatives. So the current House of Representatives, what do we have? Well, we have 221 Republicans and 213 Democrats. So we have the Republicans leading the Democrats currently by 9 seats. Now they've picked up 19 seats in the 2022 midterm election, and the Democrats picked up 6 seats. So what does this mean? Well, it means that Republicans underperformed in the 2022 midterms, because when you go back to the 2020 midterms, which we had just a while ago, about 3 years ago, we saw that Republicans actually gained 15 seats, leading them with 213 seats. Now, because Republicans had 213 seats and Democrats had 222 seats, Republicans were expected to get a big majority in the House of Representatives and effectively block Joe Biden's agenda from occurring and to push some of their own agenda to occur. But what happened was something different. What happened was that Republicans did end up winning a majority, although not the majority which they wanted. They wanted a big majority. They did not end up winning a big majority like they wanted. They did end up winning a majority. Now, what did pollsters say leading up to the 2022 midterms? Well, they said that Republicans were going to win by a big margin. They said the Republicans were going to win and they were going to be 30 seats or at least 25, 20 seats above the Democrats. They ended up not even reaching 10 seats above the Democrats. So the pollsters were wrong, and Republicans did not do as well. And a lot of predictors, actually, if you go back, Election Predictions Official got it wrong. I believe LT Elections got it wrong. A lot of predictors really got it wrong on this as well. And for good reason, because the polls were simply way off. They were way off, and it generally seemed like Republicans were going to outperform in 20, were going to do relatively good, but they ended up underperforming. Now, this is leading many individuals within both the liberal, the Democratic, and Republican movement and the independent movement to conclude that Republicans are going to underperform in 2024 2024. And because of the fact that Republicans have such a slim margin of only 9 seats within the House of Representatives, they will end up losing in 2024 the House, or Democrats will end up at least gaining some seats and getting closer to the Republicans, and Republicans will have a very, very small margin. Now, could that occur? Of course, that could occur. But I do not think that that will occur. And there's a main reason why I do not think that will occur. And that is due to the fact that Donald Trump will be on the ballot in 2024. Taking a look at Joe Biden's approval rating, Joe Biden's approval rating is currently abysmal. Now, you might be wondering why we're looking at Joe Biden's approval rating. What does this have to do with the 2024 House election? Well, it has a lot to do with the 2024 House election. The reason why it has to do a lot about the 2024 House election is because of the fact that voter turnout is key. In the 2020 election, we saw extremely high turnout. I believe you had 66% turnout. 66% turnout was extremely high in America, which means that because of the fact that there was high turnout, Republicans did generally well in the House. Going back to the 2018 midterm elections, so in the 2018 midterm elections, Republicans ended up earning 199 seats, and Democrats ended up winning 235 seats. Now, in the 2020 midterm election, Republicans ended up outperforming polls, and while they did not win an outright majority, they did end up closing it up. So what they ended up doing was they went from 199 seats in the 2018 midterm election to 213 seats in the 2020 midterm election. Now note that that is a 14 seat gain. So 14 seat gain in total. 14 seats is a lot for a party in which the incumbent president would be in office, correct? In that type of scenario, it is a lot for an incumbent there running for re-election. What does that mean? Well, it means that when Donald Trump was on the ballot, it ended up exciting the base of the Republican electorate, because the Republican electorate ended up voting for Donald Trump. And while they were voting for Donald Trump, they did end up voting for the individual who was in their house, and most likely they voted for Donald Trump and a Republican, which meant that Republicans did relatively well. Whereas in the 2018 midterm election, the enthusiasm may have been a little bit lower, leading to lower turnout in the 2018 midterm elections, leading to that occurring. Now, when we're looking at the 2022 midterm elections, we saw that Republicans' enthusiasm may not have been so high due to the fact that they were promised that they were going to win by a big margin. And also, generally speaking, people are more enthusiastic about general elections than midterm elections. Even I'm very unbiased when I do these predictions, but I was not as excited about the 2018-2022 midterm election as about the 2024 election, whether it be for Joe Biden or Donald Trump or for the Democrats or for the Republicans. It generally speaking, midterm elections are not that exciting compared to general elections. Way more Americans will end up voting in the 2024 election, which will lead to Republicans, I believe, outperforming. They will outperform expectations for them in the 2024 race. So, taking a look at this, we're going to take a look at my map for the 2024 midterm election. So, taking a look here at my map here, we can see several ideas here that we're looking at. So, we have Republicans currently at 224 seats, Democrats at 211 seats. Now, this is meaning that Republicans will end up picking up 3 seats. They're currently at 221 in the House, and they're going to 222, sorry, and they're going to end up picking up 2 seats. So this is Republicans in 2024. Now, the reason why is I do believe that Republicans will end up picking up some more seats, giving them a good, clear-eyed majority, a slim majority. It's still a slim majority. I don't think they're going to win a big majority or anything like that. They will win a very slim majority, although it will be a majority whatsoever. And I do believe that they're going to win in states which they may have lost in the 2022 midterm elections, and that they will end up keeping a majority of those seats as well, which they won in the 2022 midterm election. Now, several other seats that I want to keep in mind, okay? So you have the Colorado GOP here. The Colorado GOP have Lauren Boebert, who is running for most likely a re-election, right? She's actually switching to the Colorado 4th congressional district, actually. So I believe the 4th congressional district. Yeah, so the 4th congressional district, she's going to be switching over due to the fact that she's really not gained popularity whatsoever. And I think her presence in that district will not help her out whatsoever, will not help whoever is running for the Republicans in that specific district. I don't think that's really going to help out. Also, you have George Santos, who didn't come out with so many good vibes. I mean, I don't think anybody came out with very many good vibes of George Santos. He was generally speaking pretty corrupt and not necessarily the most best individual. He was pretty much a liar pretty much throughout all his Congress. He said he was a Jew, and then there was a bunch of weird stuff going around with him, and he did a lot of weird stuff. But anyways, so George Santos, he's not running for reelection. Although I think whoever the Republicans put is gonna lose. Okay, so New York, third congressional district, he ended up getting ousted by a censure, which I mean, for himself as an individual, I think that it would have been better for him if he had just resigned. Okay, rather than be forced to get out of office through a censure, which is generally speaking just a humiliating thing. Which I mean, I think that he probably would have been looking back on it for him. I think that it would have been better for him to just resign than get censured, which is a pretty bad thing to get yourself into if you're a congressman, because it means that your party that hates you and the opposing party hates you, which is not really necessarily a good combination. So I think that the Democrats will do very good in those. Will do relatively good in those districts. Even Lauren Bohart, I mean, for crying out loud, she literally she lost in a district that used to be relatively okay Republican. She lost in a type of district. To going back here, she lost in a district that was like Republicans were supposed to win by a really big margin. Were generally was supposed to take control of. She ended up only winning by 546 votes, and you ended up going into her scandal that broke out, the scandal that broke out a while ago. So she's switching though to the fourth congressional district, but here's the problem: she could screw it up for the fourth congressional district in Colorado as well. So I actually didn't think about this before the video, but in the fourth congressional district, okay, going back to the fourth congressional district, Republicans are probably gonna win no matter who they run. Probably, I guess. The Republican who won in the 2022 midterm did win by a 24 seat margin, which just shows you how unfavorable she is. That she has to move to a district where Republicans had to win by 24 points in order to win. And now she's moving over to a different district. But anyways, she's obviously causing a ruckus to the GOP. That's not necessarily the best type of publicity that she would want to get. So Republicans here, we obviously have several other seats here that we looked at. New York, several of the districts there as well. Iowa, the third congressional district. In even the state of California, we have the 13th congressional district, 22nd congressional district, and also I want to note the 41st congressional district. You have a Republican there who has been in office since 1993 and is running for his 16th term in Congress. I do believe. Is he running for reelection? Let's just check it out really quick. Let's see here. Yeah, I do believe that he's running for reelection. Sorry, no. So it looks like he's. Let's take a look at this here. So the 16th congressional district. So for the 16th congressional district, actually, he's announcing his retirement. I think. Yeah, I think he's retiring. Yeah, he's one of those senators who actually I think will end up retiring. He might not. He might not end up. But sorry, 41st. Let's just check it out really quick. Sorry about not having this in advance, but 41st congressional district. No, he will not be retiring. Sorry about that. He will not be retiring. But 16 terms, which is a lot, quite a lot of terms there. So, anyways, this is your map. So we have Democrats at 213, Republicans at 224 seats, guys. So that is currently our House seat, our House map. Also, write down in the comment section what video you guys want me to post next. I normally go to my polls that I put out on my community page. So I put a poll on my community page, and a majority of you voted for a House prediction. But also write down in the comment section what you guys want me to post. I may look at that as well. So I'm not 100% tied down to the poll. I don't like to consider myself tied down to the poll entirely, although I do generally go to multiple sources for feedback. So write down in the comment section what video you guys want me to post next. Write down whether or not you agree or disagree with this prediction, right? Right now, whether or not you agree or disagree, there are obviously several seats to look at. But write down in the comment section whether you agree, how many seats you think Republicans could win. Hopefully, I'll try to respond to as many comments as possible. And yeah, so also I wanted to give another update here. We obviously had our Iowa state caucus that is going to occur for the Republicans, and that will be occurring on January 15, right? So if you live in Iowa and you're a Republican, you want to make sure that you're going out and voting there. But it will be occurring in about a week or so. So I did put out a prediction recently in my channel, which I don't think a lot of you voted. A lot of you looked at that. But if I go back here, I put out a video here on my channel for the Iowa primary. I just put out a video about 21 hours ago. As of the time that I'm making this video, 21 hours ago, I put out a prediction. Now I will put out a prediction after the fifth GOP debate will occur. So after the fifth GOP debate, I'm going to put out another prediction video. The debate will occur between Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis. So make sure you go check that out. It will be happening live, I believe. It will be happening live, and it will be occurring on the 10th of January. I'm going to put out a prediction. I'm going to put out a prediction after that debate is over. So the Iowa primary obviously coming out, but I want to post at least 2 or 3 more videos before the Iowa primary prediction. My second prediction, my final prediction for the Iowa primary comes out. So a lot of things to get to, guys. This is my final prediction for the House of Representatives. We have the Democrats at 211 seats, Republicans at 224 seats. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button and comment down below. Make sure you like the video and share the video to others who may be interested in these specific topics. And I'll see you in the next video.